Untitled Kerry. I believe she's about to be here. Morning, Kerry. And you're on mute. Great start.
Good morning. Sorry, guys. Hello.
Morning. Good morning. So Kerry's here. I'm going to hand over to Kerry in 1 minute. So last week we did meditation. And this week Kerry's going to take us through. I don't know yet. Actually, it's a surprise. So I'm really excited. I'm talking to somebody this morning actually about this, saying I'm really excited. Kerry's taking a session. I'm so excited. So, well, last week's meditation got a good few comments. Really, people really enjoyed it. And next week, just to tell you now that next week I'll be going into a part 2 of the meditation and taking it a little bit further and a little bit longer. So hopefully you can make it next week, and keep spreading the word, please. And I will hand over to Kerry. Thank you, Kerry.
Thanks, Darren. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this morning, and well done for making it on a Monday morning. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do some mindful movement. We're going to do a little bit of chair yoga first. So that's just some really gentle movement where we're going to connect our body to our breath, connect the movement to the breath, and just really help waking up our bodies, move some energy around first thing in the morning. So it's nothing too strenuous, and I'll talk you through it and we can do that together. But that's really just a warm-up, because then what I'd like to do is go through a breathing technique with you. So just to give a bit of background, in the modern day, we've kind of forgotten how to breathe properly. We've got so many sort of false stresses in our lives now. We breathe much faster than we used to 100 years ago, 200 years ago. And we've also, when you are in a sort of busy environment in this modern world that we live in, when we've got these notifications and there's so much going on and there's, you know, cars in the street and big noises, like we do sometimes become in a state of stress. And when you're feeling a bit more activated like that, I'm sure you'll know yourself, you start to breathe a bit more shallow. Your breathing is more shallow. And that's kind of generally how we're almost evolving at the moment, to have this shallow breathing. So what I want to do today is introduce you to what we call the full yogic breath, which is 3-part breath. We'll do after we've done our sort of warm-ups. And it's really just reminding you or reminding us, and sort of reintroducing us to breathing using our entire lungs when we breathe. Okay, any questions before we get started? I've just had there's a little squirrel at my window come to say hello. I think it wants to join in. Okay, great, everyone. Okay, so we're going to start, as I said, just doing some gentle movements. So if everyone just makes sure, I know you've got your videos off and that's absolutely fine, because I know you might not want to have everyone seeing you doing this, so that's cool. So just make sure you're sitting comfortably on a chair. If you're on one of these sort of computer chairs that moves around, if you're able to keep it still, then that's great. So you can maybe take a few minutes or a few seconds just now just to try and adjust yourself. But really, we want you to so we don't want to be sitting back in our chair, fully relaxing into the back of the chair. So if you can try and come sort of halfway to the front of your chair, you don't want to be right at the front so the chair is tipping over, but you want to be able to, we're going to do a little bit of movement, so you don't want to be hitting the back of the chair too much. And your knees should be bent, and just make sure that your feet are nice and planted into the ground. You want your feet to be able to reach the ground. If for some reason you're on a chair and your feet are dangling, then it would be great even to bring something underneath your feet if you can't bring the chair down as well. Okay, great. So now we're nice and comfortably seated. you can just drop your hands. So you can drop your hands down to your thighs or wherever it's comfortable. Some people maybe like to put their one hand on top of the other. And then just, you can close your eyes down if that's comfortable, or just look softly down towards your knees. And I just want you to just connect to your own breath right now. So you're not trying to make the breath longer. Just breathing through the nose. Just take a few seconds to come into your body. And just notice how you're feeling this morning. You notice if there's any areas of your body that are feeling a little bit tense, a little bit tight. Also notice, is there anywhere that feels light and spacious? Breathing through your nose, and just try to find a nice rhythm. So you're breathing equally with each breath. And just doing your own, sort of counting your own breath here. I don't want you to, I'm not going to count for you because our lungs are all different sizes and some of us will be in sort of different states of calm this morning. So just being comfortable with wherever you are. And now we're just going to start gently moving with the breath. So try and let the breath lead the movement first. So what we're going to do, whenever your next exhale, you can gently drop your chin towards your chest. And then as you start to inhale, we're going to roll the neck around. So you can drop maybe your right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale as you roll the neck around to the back. And as you start to exhale, you can bring the head around gently to the other side and bringing the chin to the chest as you exhale the air out. So doing a few more of these. So as you start to inhale, dropping the ear to the shoulder and gently rolling around to the back. And as the exhale, dropping to the other side and dropping the chin to the chest. And again, I might be moving too slowly here for you or too fast, so you can just move at your own pace, just gently opening up, waking up the neck. And the next time your chin is at your chest on the exhale, then change direction. So as you start to inhale, you can drop the ear to the opposite shoulder and rolling the head around to the back. Exhale as you come around to the other side and drop the chin to the chest. Doing a few more of these. And just moving with your own breath. Okay. And next time your chin comes to your chest, you can just pause with the neck rolls and we'll gently inhale and bring our head back to center, sitting up straight here. So what we're going to do now is on an inhale, we're going to squeeze our shoulders up to our ears as far as you can. So you're squeezing really, really tight here. It might even feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then on the exhale, we're just going to go, just release that down. You can even make a noise, make a sigh. You're all on mute, so no one else can hear you. So let's do that a few more times. So inhale, squeeze your shoulders right up to your ears. Squeeze it really tight as you're inhaling. And whenever you exhale, just drop the shoulders down. You can release the arms as well. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, bring the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Squeeze, tense, quite tight. And then exhale. Let those go. Okay, so now we'll just do some quick shoulder rolls just to waking them up a little bit more. So on the inhale, again, we'll just gently roll the shoulders up to the ears, and then the shoulders back and down. Exhale. Inhale, rolling the shoulders up, back and down. If your arms move along with it, then that's fine. And if they don't, that's okay. This is just about tuning into your body and listening to what it needs this morning. Let's do one more of those. And whenever you're finished, you can just bring your hands to your knees. And we're going to do what we call cat-cow, but in seated position. So on the inhale, I'm just going to push my chest forward and maybe open the neck looking up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. We're sort of curving the spine. You can even hold on to the end of your knees and just push all the air out. Just curving the spine, looking in towards your belly button on the exhale. So on the inhale, you're arching the spine, bringing the chest forward, looking up towards the sky. And on the exhale, tucking the tailbone under, exhaling all the breath out, looking towards your belly button. Again, just moving with your own breath. So let's do that a few more times. Whenever you're inhaling, pulling the chest forward, looking up, and exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, looking towards the navel, moving at your own pace. It's a lovely warm up for your spine in the morning. Do 2 more of those. And when you're finished, we'll just come back to center. Maybe you can roll your shoulders back and down once again. Just find that nice, comfortable seated position. On the next inhale, we're going to inhale and raise our arms up and out to the side and up. And exhale, let's bring them back down in the same way. Just like we're drawing a big circle here. So inhale as you raise the arms up. And when you exhale, just bringing them down to the side. The next one, we're going to change a little bit. So on the inhale, bringing your arms up, and we're just going to twist. So on the exhale, we can just gently twist. Let's place our left hand on our right knee. We'll twist towards the right. And then you can bring that right hand, maybe you can place it on the back of your chair. It feels comfortable. Let's just pause here for a few breaths. As you inhale, feeling your spine elongating. And as you exhale, maybe you find a little bit more space. Twist more towards the right, but don't strain yourself. We're all just warming up this morning. Take one more deep breath here. On the exhale, see if you twist a tiny little bit more. And then on the inhale, let's come back to center. We'll raise our arms up. And exhale, we'll twist to the other side now. So dropping the right hand on the left knee. If that's the way you went before. Maybe bringing that left hand, you can maybe hold on to the back of the chair, wherever it's comfortable for you. And let's just take a few deep breaths here. So on the inhale, elongating the spine. And on the exhale, Maybe looking around towards the left shoulder if it's comfortable. Inhaling. Feel yourself get taller. Exhale. Towards the back. Take one more deep breath here. See if you can find any more space on the exhale. And then on the next inhale, slowly and gently, twisting back to the front. Let's raise our arms up one more time. And this time we can just have your palms facing the front, and you can gently start to bring the palms down. Let's just draw a few circles here. So we're going to inhale and imagine you're holding a massive beach ball. You're circling a massive beach ball here on the inhale. And then on the exhale, we can just bring those hands down slowly and gently. And what we're doing is moving through the entire breath. So again, you might be going a little faster, a little slower. When you inhale, bringing your arms around this giant beach ball. And on the exhale, bringing the hands down. Let's just do that one more time. On the inhale, raising the arms up. And this time, let's turn the palms down, bring those hands down towards the stomach, and you can place one hand on top of the other on the stomach. Okay. So now we've warmed up our spine and our body a little bit, and we've connected with the breath. Just going to move into the 3-part yogic breath. So you're welcome to keep your eyes closed for this piece and just listen to the instructions if you're comfortable. So what we'd like to do is just get comfortable in your seat. And you can close the eyes or look down, just soften them towards your knees. And I'd like you to take your left hand and put it on the lower part of your right rib cage. Okay, so just really sort of holding that there. And closing your eyes, what I'd like you to do is keep the breath that you've been, the length of the breath that you've had throughout the practice. And now just start to focus on really inhaling into your right hand. Sorry, your left hand. So when you inhale, feeling your left hand moving as the lung fills up. And exhale. Inhale into the right lung. And exhale. Trying to take nice deep breaths, moving at your own pace. Might be good to just count how long is your inhale. Just to start to regulate that for yourself. It might be 2 breaths or 2 seconds. Maybe it's 4 or 5. So just notice where you are. And remembering to fully exhale as well. So when you're breathing out, make sure that you're squeezing all the air out of the lung. So inhaling fully into that lower right lung. And exhaling the air fully. And trying to make sure the exhale is the same length as the inhale. So if you were counting to 3 for your inhale, then try and exhale all of the air also for the count of 3. Might feel a bit unnatural at first, but usually after a few breaths, you'll start to regulate. Breathing into the full circumference of that right lung. So even breathing into the back of the rib cage. See if you can feel that expanding. Now, keeping your hand where it is, start to focus on also bringing the air into the lower left lung. So as we inhale, we feel the breath filling up the lower lungs. Feel the lower rib cage expanding. And exhaling for the same count, making sure to exhale all the air. Or breathing in. Breathing into the lower lungs, front and the back. Feel those rib cages expanding. And exhaling fully for the same count. Letting go of all the air. And let's drop that left hand. I'd like you to switch and take your right hand and let's place it in the middle of the left rib cage, sort of holding on to the middle of the lung. Now let's start to maybe deepen the breath if possible, elongate. So we still want to inhale fully into those lower lungs. And then let's focus on really filling up that left middle lung. Feeling the air pushing into your right hand as your rib cage expands to make space. And exhaling fully all the breath. Inhaling deeply, filling up the middle left lung. Exhaling fully for the same count. Maybe you've added on an extra 1 or 2 counts as you take in a little more breath. You never want to be out of breath, so if you're feeling breathless after any of this, then just drop your count down. On the inhale, really expanding into that middle left lung, breathing into the back of the lung, and exhaling fully. Now let's draw the attention to both lungs. So you can keep your hand where it is, but inhaling deeply into the lower lungs and then into the middle of both lungs. So as we inhale, really filling up the lung space, feeling the ribs expanding. And exhaling for the same count. Just remembering to release all of the breath on the exhale. On the inhale, filling up the lower and middle lungs. And exhaling slowly for the same count. And let's drop our hands, and we're going to move on to the third part of the breath. And this time, we don't need to put our hands on our bodies for this. So as you inhale, we're going to elongate the breath a little bit more, inhaling into the lower ribs, inhaling into the center, and then elongating to bring that inhale all the way up into the chest. And exhaling for the same count. So just finding your rhythm as you inhale into the lower lung, the middle lung, and the chest. And exhaling all of the air out. Inhaling the lower lung, the middle, and the chest. And exhaling fully. Again, just tuning into your own pace here. Finding your own count. And just trying to bring that breath evenly through each section of the breath. So as you do this for a little longer, you'll get a feel for how much air you can fill in the entire breath, and then you can start to really regulate that. I want it to be one nice, smooth inhale, filling up the lower lung, the middle, and the chest. And then exhaling fully. As you inhale, feel the lungs expanding in all directions. To the front, to the sides, and to the back. And as you exhale, just relaxing, maybe feeling your shoulders drop. And exhaling all the air out. I'd like you to take 2 more of those full breaths in your own time. Breathing deeply into the lower lung, the middle, and the chest. Exhaling fully. And whenever you're done, you can just sit here for a moment and just allow your breath to come back to normal. So you're no longer trying to deepen the breath or elongate. Just let go. And take a moment here, maybe just to scan through your body. Feeling your feet pressing into the ground. Feeling your sit bones in the chair. And just notice how you feel. Become aware if you feel any difference from before we started. Does your physical body feel any different? Are there any areas with more space? Or even the opposite, maybe is there anywhere you're uncomfortable the way you've been sitting? And just notice how you feel mentally and emotionally. Okay, I'm going to come back to the room now. So if you want a nice little trick, if you've had your eyes closed for a while, what I quite like to do is just rub your hands together really, really fast until you build up a little bit of heat. And then you can pop them onto your eyes before you open them. Just feel that heat going onto your eyes. And then you can gently and slowly bring your palms away. As you start to blink your eyes open. Just invite that light in gently. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. This is something, as I said, you know, and sorry, just to let you know, it's 2 minutes past 9. I've gone a little bit over, so if anybody does need to go, then feel free to nip off just now. But if you want to stay for an extra couple of minutes and maybe have a little chat, let us know how you found that, or if you have any questions. We're happy to stick around for a while.
I'd like the guys from my team, if you can stay on, it'd be nice to get some, or anybody actually, just to get some feeling about how last week went and this week. Kerry, I just want to thank you. I've never done that before. I've done a lot of meditation, and there were things I learned there which I've never experienced before, and there were bits of it I found quite difficult. I was at the gym yesterday and I pulled something there, and at first I found it quite tight and painful, but then as I got into it, I could feel it loosening up a little bit.
Great.
And there were lots of clicks and cracks going on as well. But I'll let anybody else want to speak. Anybody else got any comments on this morning?
That's great. Well, I'll reply to you anyway, Darren, because that's totally normal. And really that's what yoga's about. Yoga's not about, I think there's a big misconception now about these days in the Western world as well, about yoga being about all these fancy poses and getting yourself into funny positions. And actually, yoga is a Sanskrit word, and there's a few different interpretations, but really it means union. And the sort of, you know, that understanding of your union with the entire world, the universe, we're all the same, but also this unity of the body and the breath really opens up so much. So, you know, in all the years that I was doing yoga, that's really the most profound thing I've ever found is the breathing techniques. And really, you know, I could go to a yoga class in a gym here and do an hour yoga and not feel as calm as I would feel after doing maybe 5 or 10 minutes of breathing, because really it's all about your nervous system, and your breath is the best tool you have to regulate your nervous system. And it's just that we've, you know, as I said at the start, we've kind of forgotten how to do this stuff, and our whole society, you know, it's no longer normal just to sit down and just take a breath. But yeah, it's definitely something. I'm glad you could feel the difference as well. So that's it. It's just about connecting and just noticing what's going on. It's every day is different. I have days where I'm super stiff and I can't do something that I could do the day before as well. So yeah, it's just about bringing awareness. Did anyone else have any questions or anything they want to share?
I'd just like to say that Monday is I'm always hit with a huge inbox and things that have gone wrong over the weekend, and it's quite good to, having seen that, then just I couldn't switch my head off completely, but it's like that adrenaline thing that hits you when you first see things first thing in the morning. So this is quite useful to kind of bring me down a bit, to sort of clear my head of all the panic and try and find some space to actually deal with it instead of going, where do I start? So yeah, so I couldn't switch it off. It was still buzzing, but it certainly calms me down a little bit. So thank you.
Good. Well, that's what we're aiming for. And yeah, it's helped with me too. I was a bit anxious before I started this. I was a bit nervous. So, and I also feel the difference in myself. So
Rachel put it real well there. It's something what we talked about last week. So yoga, it's the first time I've done it, Rachel. I've meditated many years, but for me, it's about turning the volume down in our heads. Really, about all the chaos in our heads. It's just about trying to turn the volume down for me. and just listen to the stuff I want to hear more, because we can almost too busify our heads and worry about stuff what we don't even need to worry about. And yeah, but Rachel, really great comment. Thank you. Lovely comment. I got a lot from that.
Another thing I'd like to mention, actually, just off the back of your comment, you mentioned about you didn't get it to total silence, and I know that maybe we have this idea of meditation, being this, completely calm state, but yeah, I think like what Darren said about is turning the noise down on all the other stuff. Yeah, you don't want to be completely numb. You want to just calm yourself to the point where you're able to be aware of the important things. And what I've found, I've also done a lot of meditating, but I pretty much always do it with the breath. What I'm going to do in the next, so Darren and I are alternating, and so we've got 2 more sessions each, and I'm going to introduce a different breathing technique in each of the sessions, because everyone has their own way, everyone has their own way of connecting to this stuff. So some people much prefer just to sit in stillness. Some people maybe need something to focus on, whether that's breathing or, a lot of yogis would use like mantras or different things. So it's just about, I'm going to try and bring some different techniques to you guys, and it's just about finding your own way, whatever feels good for you, whatever works for you. If you notice that you're feeling calmer and a little bit better, then that's what it's all about.
I see it's recorded, so if I can find, I might do it again at the end of the day, just to finish it off.
Yeah, so this should, when we all,
well, the moving arms as well, and moving about the body helps me to tune everything, and as you say, turn the noise down. Having a physical thing to do as well as a mental thing, I think helps me to be. I think if I can find it, I'll do it again at the end of the day. I'll probably need it.
Great. Well, yeah, it should go on to this chat after we all hang up. What I might actually do, though, I've been thinking I might actually record one of these and maybe put it on like YouTube, or I can chuck it on Byte, on the the learning platform, because yeah, I think it's something that would be really beneficial to do. So that probably won't be today, but yeah, you can get this recording today, and I think I'll try and do that over the next week or 2. Okay. Great. Anyone else got any questions or anything at all? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining. That was a really, really lovely way to start the week. Thank you, everyone. And yes, so Darren's back next week. We're going to do some more meditation with Darren next Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll see you guys then.
Thank you, Kerry. Bye. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.